director of Pandayan Bookshop. He was also formerly a pediatric resident at Capital Medical Center. Ms. Hetih Rusli is the lead editor of the fiction department at Gramedia Pustaka Utama. She is also the director of publishing and IP licensing at Rikata Studio. She is the initiator of the popular fiction subgenre in Indonesia Metropop, and the creator of GWP, a digital writing platform for Indonesian writers. Overall, she has more than 20 years of experience in the publishing industry. Ms. Xandra Ramos-Padilla is the managing director of National Bookstore and president of Anvil Publishing. With her experience, Xandra has led National Bookstore's transformation and retail innovation to meet every Filipino's passions. In addition, her leadership of the NBS Foundation has equipped almost 500 libraries and helped provide learning tools to over 1 million public school children across the country. Mr. John Jack Wigley is a prolific writer and a professor at the University of Santo Tomas. He was also the former director of publishing at the University Press of UST. I would like to call the speakers and our moderator to the stage. And of course, our audience members, please give all of them a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session 11 of the Book Industry Summit 2019. So in today's session, we have a very interesting discussion about creating a market for books. And we will hopefully learn some tips on how the biggest bookstores connect with readers to generate high sales. And of course, saleability has always been the biggest or has always been a major problem or challenge among booksellers and bookstores. And also some of the best practices of these bookstores will be shared and discussed, hopefully, in today's session. We are fortunate to have invited key persons and representatives from some of the best bookshops, not only from the Philippines, but also from Indonesia. And speakers will be talking about their own experiences and contexts, and we shall call them, I think, one by one, as they appear in the program. So first, we will have Mr. Eric Cabochan of the Pandayan Bookshop. The second would be Ms. Hetih Rusli of Gramedia, Indonesia. And our last, but certainly not the least, is Ms. Xandra Ramos-Padilla from the National Bookstore. Let's all give them a round of applause.
So, hello, good morning. So it's good that I'm first since with the stalwarts of the industry here, Ms. Xandra Ramos, our national bookstore with over 50 years of experience in Gramedia, almost since 1970s. No? So, but our bookshop only started in 1993. So I don't know how much experience how much wisdom I could share. That it's probably very little compared to what they will share. So, but I hope in my experience while in Pandayan Bookshop will help some booksellers here or some those aspiring booksellers on what I guess in my experience how we sell books and make a successful successful marketing program, or how to sell books to your target market. So basically, I just have a very short presentation, just 3 slides actually, and just very few tips that I find very practical in selling books. So from my experience, so we can go to the first slide, which is I think the most important tip is to know your market. I don't have a clicker, so the first one there is what you like is not necessarily what the market likes. So that's very, very important, because I'm a reader. I'm a fan of fantasy books, especially high fantasy like Robert Jordan books. So, but our stores are located in the provinces. We're not in Metro Manila, so of course we really can't. The market there won't really appreciate what I like, especially since they're imported books and the prices are quite high, so not really affordable for those in our target market in the provinces. No? So Pandayan Bookshop is usually located in the urban centers in the provinces near high schools and some colleges in the provinces. So that's really number one, because if you just keep on selling or ordering what you like, you'll eventually get overstocked with the books that only you yourself will read and not your market or those your target market. So, and another is be conscious of pricing. So again, we're in the provinces, so this is very, very important. So for books, because especially in those with, I guess, lower buying power, books are really not that high up in their, in their needs or in what they're willing to spend on. So in our case, I think the good range for the book prices are around 200 to 300 pesos. That's what we see that as the books that move well in our stores. So, and the next also, get feedback. Our stores, our store managers, they don't only ask for feedback within the store. They go out of the stores. They go to the schools, to the other places in their community and ask for feedback on what the community wants or what the school wants. And they also offer storytelling classes to the principals of the schools. We're very fortunate that some publishers work with us to be able to hold these storytelling workshops. So it brings me to the next set of tips is, as a bookseller, you're not alone. If you're a retailer, you're not alone in your store. You can work with partners. So there are partners like the publishers. Publishers, they're very well informed of the market. They know who the books they produce are for. So you get lots of information from the publishers, and they're very willing to help you sell their books. And also get in touch with the authors. Sometimes the publishers will also help you get in touch with the authors. So one example here for activity we had with a publisher with Viva Books is meet and greet and signing event with Marcelo Santos. He's a very famous author he started in Wattpad books. So his books are on basically about romance. So a lot of students, high school students, they really like romance. So he's very popular there. And so together with the publisher and the author, we are able to make successful events. A lot of fans will go. So that's also another partner are the fans. They are reading book clubs or fan groups that you should get in touch with, since primarily they're your customers. They're already there, and then they also they know more about the topic or the book or the author, and they'll have good information to share, and they themselves are already ambassadors for the product, for the book, and for the authors. So you should also get in touch with them. So for our next slide, it's so widen your reach. As a bookseller, you're not only confined in the four walls of your store. So there's social media. That's I guess it's very popular now. I guess from all the talks, that's what all speakers are talking about, social media. So you should know how to use social media. Yeah, you should. One thing we do is we also like and share the author's post and also the publisher's post. We share them in our own wall in Facebook or in Instagram. So in that way, there's more reach, more people get to know about it. And then also, as I mentioned before, our store personnel, they go out of the stores and go to the community. So don't think that your selling area inside the book is, it's the only area where you can sell. So you can go outside through social media and even physically outside your store and to look for customers. And also, for online shopping, Pandayan Bookshop doesn't really have an e-commerce site of our own, but we sell through Shopee. We find it very convenient since Shopee, it's actually, at the moment, they really don't have actually a large fee so that you'll be able to sell on their platform. So they already also have the system of deliveries, and it's basically complete already. You just have to go on the platform, then sell, and make sure that when there are messages, you answer them immediately, as this is the way that Shopee will rank your page. So if feedback is very low or very long, or it takes a long time before you get to give feedback to customers who are trying to inquire on your book, on your products, on your or on the prices. So it will decrease your rank, and in the searches in Shopee, you won't immediately see your own page on top. So that's the most important thing to think about when selling in Shopee is the faster the feedback, the better your ranking will be when people search for the product. Okay, so basically that's how Pandayan Bookshop sells books. Since compared to the other retailers here, we're actually not that, I guess, I don't want to say old because not really, it's not a good word, but we're still young in the market, and not a lot of people know about us since we're really not seen here in Metro Manila. We're in the provinces. So, but what we find is the Philippine market, outside of Metro Manila, excuse me, the Cebu, Davao, the really big urban centers. No, there's actually a lot of, I guess, unserved or untapped market in the provinces. No, there are a lot of people who are unable to buy, the things that are available here in Metro Manila. So, it's been one of our pleasures, to go into the sometimes what we call the hinterlands, but because sometimes for example in the Car region, in the mountainous region in Tabuk, we have one branch there. So our store is doing well, but there are, of course, there are stories that people tell that when you're here, you shouldn't go out at night because some people, there are conflicts, tribal conflicts that are undergoing, and if you go out, you might be collateral damage or when something happens. So there are still those places, but then the people there, of course, they still need books, school supplies. So we take pleasure in being able to serve them. So I guess that's it for me. Thank you for listening. Okay.
Thank you, Eric. First, I want to thank NBDB for inviting me here. It's a pleasure. My name is Hetih. I'm from Indonesia, from Gramedia. Actually, I'm from publishers, but because we have the same group as the bookstore, so this one, the presentation is more about the bookstore. So, next. Okay. Kompas Gramedia, this is the history of Kompas Gramedia. The bookstore was first started in 1970, so it's almost 50 years. Next year is going to be 50. And the publishing house, the first publishing house in 1973. Next. This is the map of Indonesia, and I will go there. I will show you. I will show you the map. This is the problem with Indonesia. We have a lot of ocean, so I don't know how to. We only have 116 stores in 46 major cities in Indonesia. We have only 3 distribution centers. That's our main problem. Can I how to point? Oh, okay. Point. Oh, okay. The Jakarta is the capital city is here, and Surabaya is here, and Pekanbaru is here. So you can imagine this area is untouchable. Yeah, that's the problem. And because all the center of the, the center of the city, the people is in Java Island. So we have lots of store here, and then it's like only 1, 2, 3, and then yeah. Actually, this area, this Sulawesi has a lot of money. Actually, they have money, but they don't know how to buy the books because the price of the books delivered from Java to Sulawesi become expensive. So in Kalimantan and Sulawesi. And Sumatra also, we increase the price of the book about 20%. Yeah. It's already expensive, it's more expensive. So you have to be very, very rich if you want to live in this area. This is, okay. Now next. In this session, I will focus about the generating market for B2C. So connect with readers with book festival and competition, and the number 2 is order from store. This is I think is going to be interesting. I will go to book festival. Book festival is like I talk about this. How long this is the summit? This is the first summit of book industry summit, but you have a lot of names. Yeah, we also do the same. This is Gramedia Writers and Readers Forum. This is the second year of our own Writers and Readers Forum. Before that, it's called Kompas Gramedia Fair. Before that, it's called Gramedia Fair, and before that, we have a lot of names. Yeah, we changed the name, follow the trend. So because the readers and why writers and readers? Because a lot of people now in the Wattpad era wants to be writers. So in this event we have class like editors clinics. Editor clinic is when people can the aspiring writers can send you the manuscript, bring you the manuscript, and then consult with the editor directly at the booth. And we have cannot see. We have a talk show workshop, of course, book bazaar, and we have this is the line. Indonesian people is not usually like queuing like this, so if they want to queue to enter the event, it's like okay, it's going to be successful. So we have also book donation. We have a program, change the book. You bring the book to enter you don't have to pay, but if you want to join the 1 panel or 2 panel, you have to bring your book. You can donate the book, and we can give the book to the library or something. So yeah, you can, after this, you can buy the new book, right? So you generate market for this. This is Jakarta. This is the new one, the new governor. We have new governor. So we have to make the most out of it because he provide this Jakarta International Literary Festival is the first event in Jakarta, the first international literary event in Jakarta. Jakarta is the capital city, but we don't have international literary event. This is the first one, in August 2019. Just this year. That's why when the new governor become the governor, so let's ask the money for this event. So this is supported by the governor. This is the event. So we also, the point of having this join this event is we can bring the book to the consumer. The customer is there. So instead of people going, it's traffic jam in Jakarta, like in Manila, I think, yeah. traffic jam, and then so hot, and like, it's like just like watching streaming platform and YouTube, anything but get out from the house. So we bring the book to you, to the event. So instead of you going to the bookstore, you go this, and then you can meet the authors, and then etc. A lot of people, not many people wants to go to the bookstore anymore. So like you said that, Eric, that you online Shopee and then everything. I have that for the next, I think the last session, I will tell you more about it. This is Makassar. If you remember how to return the map, if you remember the map, it's okay. Makassar is here, around here. This is Makassar. Okay, this is Makassar. Okay, this is Bali. Now, I think you all know Bali. Yeah, yeah, Bali. This is Bali. This is Makassar. Okay, okay. Now, Makassar is Makassar International Writers Festival. Actually, it is for writers, but in this event, as you can see, a lot of people coming. That also we open our booth here. So, like we said, I said earlier that we bring the book to the people. We always join the literary festival everywhere. The main festival, especially the big one, I think it's started. Makassar International Writers Festival begins in 2011. 2011, we always join the event, and this is like this. This is because it's in East Indonesia. This is the only event in East Indonesia. So it's like, if you come here, you can become like a celebrity. Like everybody taking the picture. This is the poetry session. The poet in Indonesia is like, it's like when you read the poem that everybody's like, like, oh. This is the poetry events. Like everybody taking picture, yeah, because they, especially female fans, they like, This is Ubud Readers Festival. This is, I think the first event was in 2003 after the Bali bombing in 2002. Because this event was held because the government wants to increase the tourism after the bombing. So the government support this event. It is in Ubud in Bali. Ubud is part of Bali, so this is the annual event that we also. This is our booth. There is always Gramedia. Gramedia is everywhere. We don't have we have the store in Denpasar. Denpasar is about 2 hours drive from Bali with no traffic. 2 hours drive from Denpasar to Ubud, so no traffic. So imagine with traffic. So 2 hours drive. So we bring our books here. So a lot of people here. So you can just like buy the book here. So the point is instead of drive people to the store, we bring the book to the audience, the readers. And this one, coloring competition, is our annual event. This one, we don't charge the competition, but the contestant must pay fee and then get a book. After you get about 50,000. How much in 50,000 rupiah or 100,000? How much? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can imagine that. So this is what event held in the stores to promote 9 titles of Tayo the Little Bus, generate 1.5 billion rupiah, 26,000 books sold out. This is the competition. Parents like entering their children to the competition because they got the prize. Sometimes the parents got angry because their children didn't win, so the jury is like have to go away. Now this one because you remember the map, the problem with our ocean, and this is one way to avoid the pricing. So this is now the customer can order from the store. If you live in, for example, in Manado is in or Ambon in the east part or the Kalimantan, you can buy the book from the store. You can order from the store, but you will not get charged with the 20% of the markup price because you live outside Java. So you can order from the store. And then you pay at the store, and then the book will be delivered to your home address, and you can track your order online on gramedia.com. So the benefit is customer will pay cheaper delivery cost with no markup. Actually, we just released this 2 months ago, so I don't have a lot of feedback because we just released it. But the response is so positive. So many people ask how I can purchase your book from. What if we have like FAQ posted everywhere. If you want to buy it, this is how you buy it. You can track like this. This is the order tracking, so you can see the when is your book is going to be delivered to your home. So they got cheaper price, they got free delivery up to something maybe about 20,000 rupiah delivery cost. So they got they got the benefit of this online and offline cooperation to buy books. So I think this is going to be our. It actually it's I think it's late. We are late, but it's better late than never to start like something like this because like I said, a lot of people in East Indonesia have a lot of money, but they have money, but they don't know how to buy it. Now you can buy it online because not a lot of we don't bring all our books to some part of outside Java. Is expensive, and maybe they don't want to buy that kind of book. So you can order, I want this title, and then the delivery will be from Jakarta. Okay, thank you. This is my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Hi, good morning or good afternoon, lunchtime na. Thank you all for being here. It's nice to talk among book industry friends. So what I wanted to share today is about like what makes a bestseller. And I think we heard a lot from different speakers today. And some of the things I'm gonna say, they've already shared it, but so how do ano bang pipindutin ko dito? Anything. Forward. Ayan. Okay, so I think in the earlier panel, they talked about Wattpad. So Wattpad is this online platform where authors can share their work, diba? And anybody can write on Wattpad. So there's a range of authors with millions of followers and some with a few thousand. There's fan fiction of fan fictions and so on. So this is a best-selling series, and it's really phenomenal. You'd be amazed at the number of copies they've sold. Binibining Mia is their handle. The thing is, it's published by ABS-CBN, and I don't know if we can all do this, but of course ABS-CBN has the opportunity to put celebrities on the cover, even if the celebrity is not the author. So I guess that sells books, because these have sold thousands and thousands of copies. And but what's nice about Binibining Mia herself is that she has a huge follower base on Instagram, which I can't read right now. 68,000 ba? Almost 70,000. So, and then like this weekend, this Sunday, she's going to have an event in Ayala Malls, Manila Bay. And one day is with the girl artista, and another day is with the boy artista. So there, it continues to sell. When you sell one, it sells the other. I think it's a continuous book, and then they chop it to meet the price points. As we said, our customers are very price sensitive, especially the Wattpad customer has a very certain price point that they would be willing to buy a book for. But yes, they are still buying books, so this is a very good news. So, okay, and I wanted to show our top bestsellers for the year, and on the Wattpad platform. So, as you can see, they're all below 200 pesos. And so there's Babysitting the Brat, Mizian, Hell University, his name is Night in Black, Titan Academy Special Activity. So may horror, may fantasy, of course, romance with, But if you can look at their Wattpad stats in the back, they have millions of reads. I think that's what it means, yung may mata. They have millions and millions of reads. I think June was saying earlier, it doesn't translate necessarily to book sales, but if you don't have it, you won't sell, I think. And it probably has to be in the millions to be more successful. And other books that are selling are celebrity books. Vice Ganda wrote this book, Tutoy. Again, thousands and thousands of copies. But he promotes his book every day on his show, Showtime, which my Lola watches. Every day. And I wanted to share other celebrity books that did well. Pokwang did Cookbook, and Dimples Romana did Dimps Tips, but it's a parang lifestyle advice. But I think both succeeded because cooking is authentic to Pokwang. She's not just, somebody's not ghost cooking for her. And so with Dimples, those are really her advice. Even if she played a kontrabida in the series that's showing now, she's still selling. We also try to get other books that come from other sources also do well, like movie tie-ins, media tie-ins, Netflix. If Netflix comes out with a TV show of a book that sells. So Jenny Han her book became a movie, didn't go to the theaters, direct to Netflix. Even my daughter here and her friends can read it, so it becomes it sells more books. So local personalities, so like Francis Kong has speaking engagements, blogs. It translates to it could translate, the material could translate to a book and it sells. Risa Manangkil, again, she wrote the book herself for her thesis in AIM. And it's about her business, beauty business. So beauty, business, sales. So she combined it. Her beauty business is Happy Skin. Tita is so millennial. You're a millennial. So it's very authentic also. And she got also different entrepreneurs to talk about their journey. And even my Lola is included there. So I would also say that inviting other people to participate in your book makes those people buy more books. Secret tip. So yun na. But it's not just speaking engagements. It could be a blog. It could be columns in the newspaper. Any source of material that's relevant. But they all have their own social media to engage their. So this is our bestsellers for November. So that means it's our best-selling titles from last month's POS sales. So we have children's, young adult, nonfiction, fiction. I think what we're saying here lang, that's why we do the bestsellers. If you don't have time or budget to read a lot of books, ito na yung dapat bilhin nyo. And people do buy it when we put it on a table. And we have a Philippine fiction version. I think our authors are proud if they get on the bestseller list. Kasi being on the bestseller list begets more sales. I think we would like our books to have audiences. We would like our books to be bought by readers. So this is a good tool. You also created this bestsellers for 2019 list. So Jose Rizal sales, Anvil published a manga version. Lang Love has Lang Love Lang Love is a poet from Australia. She's a refugee. Some literary critics are disparaging her if it's really poetry, but is it not poetry if it sells a lot of copies, thousands of copies? So are you, if you have beautifully crafted literary work, but it doesn't sell, versus a literary work that touches millions of readers, I mean, I think maybe people don't need labels. I mean, if you're really a poet or not. But if she sells, she's a best-selling author. Another book I wanted to point out is the Susie Lang Love. She went from poetry to fiction, so you can also try different genres of the same author. And this book, Everything is F'd, sequel to Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. Another surprise hit from the US, but it speaks to millennials. So we can't stop selling this. Read it, I don't get it, but as you said, it's not what you like. It's what sells. So, and of course, I forgot, Mencha Album has a new book, Finding Chica. So he talked naman about this girl who, kasi after visiting the Philippines, he was involved in Hetih, and he came upon this girl who needed medical help. So they brought her to the US to help her get treatment. And in the process, they became a family. So naging parang anak niya, even if alam niya na mamamatay. So this is the story of Chica. He published a story of Chica. So these are other books of the year. Sometimes we also reissue classics like Let's Cook with Nora, which we're launching next week. Honey, you have some books here. Anyway, so what we're trying to do is the like convergence of online and offline experience. So we try to, let's say, this is the book I mentioned, Chica, about Mench Album. So we put it online through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we ensure that all social media posts are connected to the purchase links on the e-commerce sites for higher conversion. So apparently if you're if you're verified Instagram, normal people like us, we don't have those dots on Instagram, but if you're a business, you can apply for Instagram shopping and connect the dot on your Instagram direct to your Facebook page, to your website. And there. And also Instagram stories, you can have 10,000 followers, you can have a swipe up to connect to a page, and it will sell more books. So we create a 360-degree experience for our readers to experience their authors. So as I said, Lang Love, this is the audience of Lang Love, so who's to say she's not a poet? You know, when she speaks, people cry. They really get touched. And I've seen it in other events as well. The book experience is very real and authentic and connecting with the reader. So every year also, we have the Philippine Readers and Writers Festival. So this year in August, it's hosted by Raffles. It was 3 days, 48 panels. We had 130 authors and panelists. Gina Apostol and Vet Tan Nguyen were our featured literary authors. So it's a great way to sell books also, because they're in a conversation about books, but the topics range from movies to food to and Wattpad, of course. So it's great that people are still attending these events. And on social media also, we do campaigns to promote reading, like the Read Out Loud Challenge. We did that 2 years ago. And then Illiterate. So, di ba, we noticed that there's a lot of hate on Twitter. People are spreading negativity. So we try to respond with their negativity with a inspiring book quote. To use books to counteract hate. So, gone are the days na, but of course the best is if the authors are engaging their readers. Gone are the days when authors are done when they submit the manuscript. They have to continuously promote the book. And as was said by my co-panelist, Eric, we don't just have to have a store experience, we can sell online. So we do pre-orders for what we think will be best-selling titles. We did it for Heart's book, so many books, and we deliver on the on-sale date, and it's very successful. We created the best box for Lang Love, so for 1,000 pesos you can get the journal and the book, or we sell signed books. So there, and so we are also present in our own website, nationalbookstore.com, and where most of our sales is really books. So people want to buy books, and we're also on Lazada and Shopee. So we try to create what's in the store. So right now everything is on sale in National Bookstore. So we try to create that experience also online as well. And then if there's an 11/11 or 12/12 sales, we also try to provide special offers and discounts. So we try to integrate the store experience with the online experience. Okay, so just want to, for publishers and authors out there, how to make a bestseller. As what said, there's a clear target market. If Wattpad readers have a certain budget, then retrofit your book to fit their budget. You should have a unique positioning. Like, are you for example, we did a book, Good Dog by Mabek Kausek. It could be the Crazy Rich Asians meets the Chinoys with some supernatural. So parang make it clear to your readers what the book is about and what it's offering uniquely. And of course, an authentic voice. I think readers know naman what's bola-bola, or they're just filling the pages. So you really the author needs to build credibility in whatever field they're writing about, and they need to continuously engage customers on that field and be the expert on it and have an authentic voice. I mean, if you're gonna have a tell-all celebrity book nga, tapos you're gonna hide naman some details, people know if it's not authentic, and it translates to sales. And as I said earlier, also author must be present and engaging in social media platforms. Gone are the days when authors can just write in their pajamas. And you have to be out there engaging, do Insta stories, whatever. And then of course it's not just about the book launch, but continuous promotion for the books. Should do a buzz before the release and offer, you can do blog tours or events. It doesn't have to be expensive as long as it like keeps the conversation of the books going. So, and then lastly, of course, if they can't find your book, they can't buy it. So make sure that you're visible in the store and online. You have to be searchable online. So if let's say your name doesn't match the title in the listing they can't find your book. So I'm sharing this because I hope to encourage more people to write, more people to publish more content so that we can sell more books in bookstores, online and offline. So looking forward to all your books.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our speakers. And I think I will have to have the floor open for questions, comments, clarification. So we have microphones, I think, on the other side of the aisle. If you have questions, you can come forward and state your name and perhaps the affiliation or the institution that you are affiliated with. So do we have questions from the audience? Yes.
Hello po. So my name is Wawi. I'm from St. Matthew's Publishing Corporation. So earlier, Sir Eric mentioned that you also help out in promoting the books of your authors and publishers through social media, like you repost them or you maybe share them. How do we request that from you? Like, hey, we have something interesting, can you post it? Or are you the ones who select it? And for the other booksellers, how can publishers and other people who sell books have that sort of partnership with you? Is there a process within your bookstores?
For us, you can get in touch with our marketing team. They're in charge of our social media page. So you just send them an email, a text, or call them, and we'll be glad to post or repost your messages or whatever you post in your own social media page.
I think the second question was if some publishers are interested, how do they get in touch with you, with the second and the third speaker?
The bookseller with the publisher.
Yes, actually we host a lot of book launches, but first the book has to be approved by the merchandising team, me. And then after a book is approved, then we connect to the marketing team. We have someone in charge for books, and
luckily we are from the same group. The publishing, we have 6 publishing house in Gramedia, and then we have stores. And we have printing also. So before the book even released to the market, the publishers already cooperate with the bookstore how to promote this, especially for the big one, like for example, like celebrity books. How do we going to what is our plan? What store that the celebrity going to visit? Which city that he or she is going to visit? So that's we worked together even before the book was published.
Any more questions? Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Danda Buhaing. Basically, the question I have is for our guest from Gramedia, Indonesia. But of course, anyone from the panel can actually answer if they have thoughts and opinions about my question. This is actually on the rising of piracy. You know, we know for a fact that it's actually causing us problems. All people who are actually into publishing, content creation, anything of that like, we are threatened by the rising up of piracy. I just want to know if, like, in Indonesia, how do you address those kinds of problems? What are the measures that you undertake to ensure that our industry will not be extinct because of this wrongdoing of illegal pirates?
Thank you. Yeah, we have the same problem. There's one book, in the English Indonesia dictionary and Indonesia English dictionary, vice versa, is the most pirated book in Indonesia. But yeah, it's since I think it's since my 20 years ago. Since 20 years ago, the creator of the dictionary already passed away. But the dictionary is still #1 best-selling book in Gramedia. Even it is being pirated, it's still being #1. So it's, yeah, I don't know how we never count how many, yeah, I know that we lost a lot of the sales, but we have a law for piracy, but the enforcement itself, it takes a lot of time and money, and then now the internet era makes piracy even more easier. So sometimes they even more more aggressive than us to sell their books online. Yeah, they even like to promote the books from social media. Yeah, when we know about them, we contact them, and you sold our books illegally, and then we threaten them to sue them. But after that, they close the store and then they open another. For example, in Shopee, Lazada, everybody can open their own store, right? It's so easy. After we threaten them and they close. And Instagram also, they sometimes they only change the name of the store. This still exists, and then that's the same problem with Indonesia.
Have you lobbied with with the government officials of your country to help you eradicate this as a form of law?
Yeah, but they're not doing anything. It will take. My boss said this. If we're going to go fighting against piracy, we will lose
Money.
We will lose a goat to fight for a chicken. So we lost a goat. I mean like a bigger loss than because you have to pay the lawyer and then the police.
It's true. You will really lose a lot of money in pursuing that.
So yeah, it will cost a lot of money.
Thank you. How about the others? Some thoughts about it?
Of course, it's really the publisher who has the means to fight the pirates, but of course, no, it's not just pirates, right? Shoplifters. Yeah. I think we need to tell people that it's not like cool or funny to be able to buy a book for 10 pesos on Instagram. Maybe they're not aware that the author is not being paid for their intellectual work, and they're selling something that they essentially stole, right? So I think people need to be aware of that, even if it hurts. But of course, I think if you make the books affordable, then they'll still choose to buy the real thing. I hope. Yeah. And in the first place, the book could not be created if the author was not paid royalties or the publisher didn't, invest exactly. So there's nothing to pirate if, but I think an awareness lang that it's not right and it's stealing to. I think they've already done it for movies, so we can do it for books.
And probably
Right.
a reminder to them that if you keep on doing those things,
There will be no
eventually
book.
the publishers will have no business. They have nothing to steal anymore because the publishers are dead.
But I think, like, for example, Random House would have a team globally to combat the pirates. Right.
Thank you.
So for me, I think I agree with Miss Xandra, and I think it comes down for our community or our in the Philippines. It comes down to affordability of the books. If we make books more affordable, I think Miss Xandra is right. The reader would choose to buy the authentic book if it's affordable for them.
Thank you very much, sir.
I may add something. Now, the publisher raise the join of publishers group raise awareness to fight piracy. So every month we regularly put our hashtag against piracy, buy original books, something like that. So a lot of big publishers in Indonesia now try to educate the readers to buy the original. Sometimes they don't even know what the one that they buy is pirated book. That's the pity one. I mean, like, they don't know, they thought it's cheap, but they don't know it's pirated.
But also, as retailers, we don't support pirated products. So we ask our suppliers for authentication that they're the licensed producer, distributor, and we shouldn't also sell plagiarized products, right? And also, maybe we need to tell schools that, school cafeterias doing the Xerox copying, or professors, that what is the fair use of material? Because you could Xerox. I mean, we also have Xerox services in National Bookstore, but can they Xerox the whole book? Or maybe they go back one chapter at a time. I don't know. But I mean, even professors who require reading or give homework, they should also be aware of those fair use.
I was just reminded, because when I was the director of the UST Publishing House, we had a medical book. And there's this, isang kanto lang, no? Across the street, there's this copy center which Xeroxed our books. It's just like a stone throw away from the publishing house. Pero yun nga, I think I was reminded also of my mother, who said that don't buy anything from sari-sari stores or from banquetas, because it starts, diba? The retail, you don't pay food tax with it. So it circles down to the books. So you pay, you think that mas nakakatipid ka if you buy something or something pirated. But then again, you lose in the end kasi it does not contribute to anything. Diba? The royalties, and all that. So, but I'm fascinated that the most pirated book in Indonesia, at least in Gramedia, is a dictionary. Sa Pilipinas kaya, no? Ano ang most pirated book sa atin? Anyway, any more? We have, I think, we have room for 2 or more questions. Anyone? Yes.
Hi, I'm Abby Flores from Carrot Global Philippines. I have 2 questions. I could probably direct the questions to all panelists. First, how do you actually study the market effectively? Are there go-to sites or agencies you consult to get facts that you could use in order to have good view of what the market is like nowadays. And then the second one, National Bookstore, with the help of Miss Xandra, gave us a list of the best-selling books in, I think, fiction form. But I wonder if there are also, if we could also get a list or probably some examples of best-selling books in the nonfiction category. And the same goes with Gramedia and Pandayan, like probably what are the books that sell now in the Philippine market for like the both of you?
For us, it's we actually don't have we don't consult an agency, or since we're more on being hands-on for our store staff, or what we call the store executives, actually, because we give them free rein to to say what to sell in their branches, since we feel that they're the ones in the field, they're the ones there, so they know most about the community. They're the one who talks with customers. They're the one who goes out and goes around the community. So for us, our main marketing tool would be our own employees who goes out and gives us the feedback. So so far that's been very successful because our branches, we have a feeling of being part of the community as well. So customers feel welcome, and our staff try their best to to serve their needs. And for the second question, for us, the best-selling books right now are still actually more on the Wattpad, on that genre, the short stories, romance stories, young adult. So I guess that's also, since that's also our target market, we tend to put our branches near high schools and colleges in the provinces. So most of our customers would be from the young adult. But we also noticed that the parents, they don't really buy books for their children, since I think for parents, the price, they're more conscious of the price. Unlike young adults, the students, the college students, they really have their own money. They get to say what they want to spend on. Unlike the younger children, even though if they want something, it's the parents who decide on what to buy. So the children's book, some parents would not would tend to buy other things rather than the children's books.
Maybe I can answer the second question. What nonfiction books we're selling? So for November, our bestsellers are Straight from the Heart, Religion. So iba-iba, Tutoy, Vice Ganda. My budget diary is personal finance. So people want to save and invest. And here's a surprise bestseller, Dr. Farah's book of natural home remedy. So what herbs or plants are, yeah. And of course, Francis Kong, Only the Real Matters, The Truth About Work, Life, and Our Worth, Styled with Heart. So, Heart Evangelista. I Love Marie Escudero, published by Summit. And then we have, so we also have Let's Cook with Nora, Jose Risa, He Still Sells. You love the guy. Bakit Single Pa Ang Teacher Mo, and Mga Tadhana at Lihim na Karunungan of Manix Abrera. So it's a varied range of topics. Previously, like Josiah would have a book there, Mavericks. It also features different marketing leaders. So a wide range of topics come out in the nonfiction list.
For market research, unfortunately, we don't have, until this we don't have, maybe in the future we will have our own market research. For fiction, Wattpad also #1 in Indonesia. very huge among millennials and Gen Z, and also poetry books. You can see like long left, but the Indonesia, also sells there, but the local poets sells more than long left. So yeah. Yeah. Poetry sells, yeah. It's surprisingly poetry sells, but 10 years ago nobody buy poetry books. What part? The romance one, the hot one, you know. the hot one, the non-fiction, various title. The one who keep on the top of the list is the subtle art of not give F. that's huge. That I don't know how many copy. I think more than 30,000 copies sold in a year. And Marie Kondo's Sparks Joy, you know, and the celebrity books also sells. The YouTuber from Indonesian YouTuber, it's not even written by him because he only speak in YouTube, and our editor has to so hard, and she keeps screaming like, this guy don't know how to write, but it sold very well. The most important is sales, right? Jerome Pauline. It's from Indonesian student. Study in Japan. So he just described his experience as a student in Japan, and it's like YouTubing, videoing. This is like me. It's inspiring for young people to go to study abroad. So so it's inspired. So like young. When that YouTuber come to Indonesia to book launch, it's like screaming girls everywhere. It's so scary, and then it's so scary. Even the security team, we have to add more security team because like the girls like everybody want to touch him. I don't know why. That's it's handsome, right, and young, still 20 something, and then also YouTube is like is rising in Indonesia. Another one just published this month is about someone who likes to try food and experiencing this food is so yummy, and then it sells very well. So the local celebrity like I think in Philippines, YouTube, right. The Gen Z and the millennials market is huge.
I'd like to ask a question. I was struck by your statement a while ago, Eric, that what you like is not necessarily what the market likes. I'm curious about like the entries, because you distribute, right? I mean, you sell the books. What happens when you have a personal bias about a book that you really like, but it's not translating to sales? I mean, you hope that it would sell, but luckily you're just one of the few people who might like the book. What happens to it? Do you like? Is there a certain grace period that the books are there in your stalls or in your, how do you call it, stands? And then, but still people don't buy it or they don't read it. So do you return it immediately to the publisher, or what's the process there? Because I know that the space is important.
Yes. So, of course, for some suppliers, some publishers, they would allow you to return the books, but there are also others who you can't return anymore, especially for imported books. So, if you give a certain grace period, then you try to bundle it with other books, then really if you try your best to market it, put it to where it is most visible, you bundle it, then if everything really, if it doesn't really move, then it usually goes to the sale area already. You have to really reduce the price. So that's why, unfortunately, you really have to be also conscious on your own biases, on what you want. Even if you really love the book, with all your heart, it's not everyone feels the same. So.
Yes, question? It's 12:30. We're still up until 12:40, right? So perhaps one more question before we wind things up here. Yes, Miss Katabihan, right?
Sorry, nakakahiya na po. This is being recorded. I've been asking questions in all of the panels. I've been in,
That's okay.
Okay. So while growing up, I'd seen a lot of when I go to the bookstores that I was while I was growing up. So there were usually more books back then, but I noticed nowadays that it's mostly the stationaries, office supplies, school supplies that are being displayed up front, and they take up more space. I can't even find the books anymore. So does that mean that are books still selling well? Are they helping? I'm sure they help, but are they more? Are school supplies more profitable for the bookstores that are being called as bookstores and sell both types of products?
You're talking about the print books, right?
Yes,
the
print
ones
books.
that are displayed.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
Okay.
as a local publisher, we also find it difficult to find the space in bookstores nowadays because the shelf space for books are getting smaller, and we have to compete with foreign books. So are there programs within the bookstores themselves, the local booksellers, to promote local works at the moment? I know Hetih mentioned last night that there was a time that Gramedia was selling bicycles. So how has that
Bicycles?
helped? Bicycles, right?
In a bookstore?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm dumbfounded. Okay.
So has that helped Gramedia bookstores in any way, or are they competing with the books? So I don't know. Do we have a place in the bookstore still?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, you are right about the bicycle. Yeah, 2 years ago, it's like the dark ages for the publishing industry because the bookstore decided to, they changed the name from Gramedia Bookstore into Gramedia Store. You get the feeling, right? The book already disappeared from the word bookstore. So now they changed, now it's called Gramedia Store. But because we already exist since 1970, so everybody knows Gramedia is bookstore. So if you can change the name, you can erase the bookstore, the book from the bookstore, but people still think Gramedia is a bookstore. So they sell everything from sport, even the cooking, and then bicycle, bags, stationery. Not only stationery, we sell everything. And that's the big problem for us eventually because they take a lot of space of the store, and the book section is getting smaller. Now this year they told me there's the report that the declining of the sales of the book makes the bookstore the revenue of the bookstore also declining. So now they realize that they need the books, still need the books to exist. So they now you can do the book event here, the coloring book. The coloring book they held in the stores. So you have to space, give this provide the space. And they give the space. 2 years ago they don't care about you want to make what coloring book. No, just we don't have space because the bicycle already take the space. So now bags, and that we have to, now they have to sell, put the discounted price for the bags, and then it's like, every time I go to the store, it's like, oh, now they're selling the discounted price for bags, and I don't know anything, everything except books. But books also, yeah, like Eric said, after I think they shorten the life of the display. After 6 weeks, they put in the bag, and then but the best selling is still up there. So yeah, they still need book eventually because they don't exist without books.
Of course, it's a business. We have 245 stores nationwide where we pay rent. SM does not let us stay here for free po. And we have to pay for every square meter. So every square meter has to have optimum yield. And whatever contributes to the sale should have the space proportionately. Otherwise, you would be subsidizing the books. And we want the books naman to stand on their own, right? So books we have to sell through. We have to recover our costs. So, I mean, I think sell through is very important. And each book has to earn the right. So it's not just that, we publish a book. It has the right to be there. And then the other thing is that there's a life cycle of the book. So we give the book maybe 2 months, or you can extend 60 days that's in the consignment contract, to have a presence in the store. And then other books from you also could replace it. But that means from day one, you have to hit the ground running in marketing the book, getting it visible, and making it known, buzzed, talked about. Because if the book sales is 0, there's really no reason for the book to occupy space there. So we need to put together an assortment that will yield the highest sales. So if it doesn't sell, then this allows us to still pursue our passion and purpose in making books accessible, being very disciplined about sell-throughs and what's selling, and there. So it's better also to reorder, diba? If you're not sure, usually we check previous sales, and then you can also reorder. But so the books that I love that didn't sell are in the everything is on sale then. So I think actually the right book will find the right customer and audience. That's what I believe. There's a right book for everyone, and they're willing to pay the right price for it. So eventually the books are sold naman.
So, I guess, like Ms. Xandra said, eventually, it really comes down. It's as retailers, it's a business really. So you tend to really want to have more display space for those items that sell the fastest. So, but then we have also at least for Pandayan, we have seasons wherein we rearrange or the selling space. We highlight more items, especially if it's in the Children's Book Month during July, there'll be a bit more space for books. And also we're willing to work with publishers and authors for if they have programs. Especially we offer, whenever our store executives go out, they offer workshops like or storytelling or book talks that we've been very successful with Adarna and with Precious Pages and Lampara. So there's really the sales are not only confined in the stores. We also, if we partner, we could try to bring it even outside the store, to be able to sell even outside the store through the workshops or through the other different activities.
Okay. Okay, one more. One last question.
In relation to the discussion, to the last question, we have just anyone, I don't know who will answer this, maybe or maybe anyone in the panel, do we have already a study wherein some sort of data that would tell us that the sale of education books are little less compared to entertainment books? I mean, those things, because we know that there's a lot of categories of publications. And we know that more or less publishers, national bookstores, retail stores would know what is the most, I mean, what are the fast-moving titles that they have as compared to the others, I mean, those things. So, because of course, as we aspire to protect the industry, as we aspire to ensure the sustainability of the book industry, we hope to be guided by these things, so that businesses, of course, will stay afloat. Everyone in this kind of industry would be able to somehow be oriented, be aware of where does the customer really go to. So that, I mean, as businesses, as retail stores, you would capitalize on areas that you know customers would really, engage into or purchase. So that's my question. I'm hoping to really, somehow I'm really curious on that particular statistics or data or portfolio of the highest, the most in-demand kinds of publication nationally in the Philippines. Yes.
Ma'am Nenny, would you like to comment on that? Is there a specific data about the statistics of
The readership survey
Yes.
of now a year and a half ago just says that the favorites are children's books, the Bible, cookbooks, self-help books.
So these are the types of books that generally sell, right?
Yes. And from the discussion today, you said what appeals: celebrity books and
Young adult.
the poetry of Lang Love, young adult, yes. But
Okay.
no hard statistics.
No hard statistics.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that we could work on in the next readership survey or the next one. Okay. I'm sorry, but it's already 12:40. Maybe you can ask directly the questions later if our speakers are still around. But thank you for your attendance today. Let's give our speakers a big hand. And then we'll have a short lunch. The session 13, the session that will come after this will be about, the speakers will be talking about, they come from the biggest organizers of book fairs. So that's going to be a very interesting one too. So maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig at panonood. Until next time po.